Hello everyone and welcome back to Polish Tech Day. We just finished a great panel about investing in CEE, and now we have another piece of content that will be definitely very interesting. We will talk a little bit more. Oh, you know what? I will just shut up and I'll give the voice to our great panelists here. We have Agnieszka Szweda from PAI. We have also Anna Socik and Mateusz Olszak from BGK. Mrs. Agnieszka, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be part of this Polish Tech Bridge. I am from the agency that is assisting investors from all over the world in Poland. And it will be quite exciting to share some insights about our country, how we are doing compared to other Central European countries, and we are doing very well. So it's a great pleasure to share some information about this with you. Let me share a screen. I prepared some short presentation for you. Okay. At the start, let me introduce the agency that I represent. I represent the Polish Investment and Trade Agency, the Investment Center. The agency is the main business promotion organization of Poland. We have two legs of our activity. One leg is about promoting Polish exports, Polish trade all over the world. Another leg is assisting investors in Poland. And I am representing the second leg of the agency activity. Our investment center is attracting FDI to Poland. It's also assisting Polish companies in our country. And we are basically offering all kind of information, assistance that is required by investors at different stages. So from the moment when investor is considering different countries for investments, up until the moment that is investing in particular spots in Poland, and even after this stage when investor already operates, we are still with the investor offering aftercare. So what is, let me tell you what we are working on, what kind of projects are in our portfolio, because it's very interesting, and it also demonstrates what sectors are most popular and what are the current developments in the investment scene in Poland. So in our portfolio, we have investors from different countries, really from different parts of the world. Always, for many years, the American investors were number one until last year. Last year was quite different, differs from the previous history of our portfolio because of Belarusian coming into play. Belarusian investors, it's very interesting because Poland, even though we have a lot of talents, a lot of great human resources, we are still trying to attract foreign resources to come to Poland, to enlarge the pool of talents. And because of the unstable political situation in Belarus, last year we introduced a special program for Belarusian investors. And this is the reason why suddenly we have so many companies from Belarus in our portfolio. So Belarus surpassed even the America, the United States, becoming number one investor in our portfolio. So as for other investors, we have, as I said, the biggest number of projects from states. Then we have quite a significant number of projects from Asia, from South Korea, from Japan. We also assist a lot of Polish companies, and another big group of investors come from Germany. What are the projects? What are the sectors that we mostly deal with? So number one, definitely for a few years already, is business services sector. We currently have 41 projects from that sector that we are working on. Second largest group of investors represent automotive sector. And third largest group is electromobility sector. This is interesting new sector. It's emerging, but it's growing, and Poland is now becoming a really very important player on the European map in terms of electromobility investments. We also deal with chemical projects, electronics, and research and development. And this research and development is also something that used to be a kind of niche activity in past years, but we see that it's the interest in that sector has been growing over the last few years and will increase due to many different factors about which I say later. But how it looks like now, as you can see, in the last 5 years, we had quite a number of such projects. We completed just for the last 5 years, 51 R&D projects, R&D investments, for the total value of 223 million euro. And the total declared employment in those projects amounted to 5,500 people. Investors from the R&D area come from states, from Poland, Germany, UK, France, Finland, Denmark, even from such countries like Ukraine and India, China. This is, I'm showing this to you because later I will try to justify why Poland is an excellent destination for innovative investments, for high-tech projects and R&D projects. So how it is now, we are quite busy with this type of investment projects. We have 8 of them at the moment. The total value of these investments is 18.6 million euro and total declared employment 1,768 staff. Again, these projects come from states, from Poland, China, and Brazil. So, as you can see from the graph, last year was quite impressive in terms of the value, investment value that was generated by these projects. It was over 19 million euro. So, as I said, Poland is an excellent place for R&D activity. This map shows you that our country 10 years ago and now. So it's a very new activity, very new kind of operation that is attracting a lot of investors now. 10 years ago, 2010, we had just few R&D centers in Poland. Whereas now, if you look at the map doesn't show everything. The map shows you the largest, the majority of them, but not all of them. So you can imagine the progress that Poland has made in attracting R&D centers. What is very interesting and unique is that many of these centers are really quite big. They employ like sometimes 3,000-4,000 people. They do lots of interesting projects, product developments for the companies, for global players, and they offer solutions that are used all over the world. Very often in such centers, the operations are the second largest in the world outside, apart from the headquarters. Such example is, for example, Samsung that in Warsaw has R&D center that is the largest outside of Korea. For example, Ericsson is the similar story. They have the R&D center in Krakow and Łódź, and they are the largest R&D operations outside of Sweden. So we have many examples like this. We also have interesting autonomous players in Poland, like Aptiv, like TomTom. They have R&D centers developing autonomous vehicles. So the centers do very interesting stuff for different sectors of economy, different areas, and they develop solutions that are implemented not only in Poland, not only in Europe, but really all over the world. Here you see some more examples of the largest R&D centers in Poland. Altogether, it's estimated that there are about 30 really big major R&D centers that do quite sophisticated projects based on the most advanced technologies, like, for example, AI. This map shows you the entities that already were granted with special status of R&D centers. This is one of the possibilities. When you do the R&D work in Poland, you can apply for such an official status from the ministry that is responsible for economy. And then if you have this official status, you can benefit from the many incentives, many benefits that are offered for this type of centers. So it's good if you plan to do such activity in Poland. It's good to consider establishing such a center with the official title from the ministry. Why Poland? Of course, some reasons are obvious, and some reasons are obvious for all the sectors, like the location, for example, the strategic. Really, when we talk about Central Eastern Europe, Poland definitely is the largest country that draws a lot of attention, because it's a great bridge between East and West, with excellent connections. We have very good connectivity, among others, thanks to our airports, flights. We have, as you may know, 13 airports, but 4 of them serve even intercontinental flights. So Poland is well connected not only with Europe, but with different parts of our globe. Number second, I would say, second most important reason always investors appreciate is the population, the size of the country, 5th biggest in the EU, population 38 million. It really attracts a lot of projects. And the fact that Poland is the largest in Central Europe, when you compare Polish size to other Central European countries, it's undoubtedly that Poland is much larger than any other Central European player. It's as big as 6 other Central European countries combined. Another reason why investors like Poland, economy. Of course, last year was difficult, but it was difficult for everyone. But until last year, our economy was doing outstanding job, I would say. It was growing without even a single drop since in fact the beginning of our free market economy, the beginning of development of private sector. So this is something that only Poland can be proud of, even when the European Union experienced some crisis. Poland was still doing well and was still growing. What's more, even last year, even though it was a very hard year for everyone, for Poland, it was not that bad, because we recorded one of the lowest decline of GDP of minus 2.7%. And we are slowly, I would say maybe not slowly is the wrong word, because we are quickly catching up with the level before COVID. And this year we are expected to achieve, to rebound to the levels that we enjoyed before the epidemic. Another reason, people, human resources, and the talents, the pool of talents that Poland offers is great incentive for many investors from the technology, especially from the technology sector. We have a big number of IT students all over the country. There is no problem to actually get access to good universities in different parts of Poland, different cities. The pool of students is almost everywhere, and universities, the cooperation with universities is possible in different parts of Poland. Investors don't have to concentrate in one place, don't have to invest only in Warsaw or Krakow, but they can get access to people in Gdańsk, Poznań, Wrocław, Katowice, Łódź. And the programmers, talking about the high tech in Poland, we have to mention about this biggest magnet for high tech investors. Out of 1 million programmers that is available in Central Eastern Europe, 400,000 is stationed in Poland, and we are very happy to have this magnet. Because of this, we are so busy with our projects, and because of this, so many technology projects come to Poland. So every year the number grows. Even though we have such a great pool of programmers, still we see some shortages, and companies always say that they would hire even more. And there is some shortage around like from 50 to 100,000 at this moment. But with such programs mentioned at the beginning, like this special program for Belarusian programmers, for Belarusian IT sector, I think we will manage somehow to meet the demand for programmers in Poland. In terms of the Polish programmers' fame, we are very proud of them, that they are considered one of the best in the world. In the hacker rank, we are third on the list of the best programmers worldwide, and in some of the programming languages, Poland is even number one. Another interesting feature about the Polish programmers is not only their programming skills, but also their attitude to projects, to work with different companies. They are really appreciated for being very ambitious people, for being very tenacious. They are very persistent in solving tasks, and we hear a lot of positive opinions about Polish programmers who actually can satisfy companies not only from the point of view of the programming skills, but also from the language skill side and many others. I would also like to point out the pool of people from foreign markets that is available for investment projects in Poland. Apart from our own great resources, we have a lot of foreigners. They like to come recently to Poland. They like to not only come for vacation, not only just live for some time, but they started to enjoy working in Poland as well. And Poland is the country in the European Union that is attracting the biggest number of foreigners who come for work purpose to our country. So it's quite interesting, and also is a positive thing that can be offered to many investors who ask about the foreign talents. As far as the foreigners are concerned, the foreign workers, the biggest number of them come from Ukraine, from Belarus, as you can see from this picture, also from such countries like India, like Nepal, Philippines, Uzbekistan. Of course, these workers combine simple job workers as well as more developed jobs like IT specialists. We are very happy, especially with the IT sector that is also growing thanks to inflow of foreign specialists to Poland. And this information, this graph shows you the example. This is a case study. It shows you example of one very big IT company in Poland, which employs staff from Poland and from other markets to their offices that are located all around the country. And it's impressive to see how vast is the nationality pool among the staff. As you can see, out of 1,800 IT specialists, about 1,000 is from Poland, while the rest come from 29 other countries. And just bear in mind that EU is counted as one nationality here. So it's really impressive to see that they have IT specialists even from Brazil, from India, especially from Brazil. We are very impressed that the Brazilian programmers choose Poland as working destination. So this kind of information and this kind of resources that are available in Poland, this is a very big magnet for high-tech projects. Investors like to inquire about this diversity pool. About the startup, very few words, because probably you heard about it or you will hear more about it from other startup-related speakers. However, I would like to just highlight that we have the startup ecosystem already well placed in Poland, although it's quite young. It's very already rich, and it has a lot of stakeholders, and the ecosystem is friendly and welcomes now a lot of different players. We are happy that we have many startups doing AI, machine learning, fintech. Fintech is our most digitalized sector among the startups, and Poland is quite advanced in that area. What is unique about the Polish startup is that the founders are usually a big number of them are well educated. They have good experience, business background, and a lot of startups, 40%, already collaborate with corporations. Some of them collaborate with mostly with foreign clients. We are happy to have in the ecosystem global players such as Microsoft, Google, Samsung, and others. As for fintech, all the major banks also do their part in the ecosystem, having their own programs. The AI is becoming quite essential at the moment. Polish strategy for AI development clearly defines this technology as a very important for the economy, and that's why we are supporting such activity heavily. Poland, what is interesting, Poland is the first in the Central Eastern Europe in terms of the number of AI specialists, and second in the EU. So we are doing this in that field quite well, and basically our AI companies offer solutions for all kind of sectors of economy. This map that you see on my slide was prepared by the Foundation Digital Poland. Every year they update the information about the AI ecosystem, about the companies. So it's a very interesting analysis. As I said, we have global players in the startup ecosystem, such as Google, but Google is not only for startup. Google is doing a lot of projects in Poland, is doing R&D projects, also innovation. They have innovation center in Wrocław. So we are very happy to have them. Not only them, but also Microsoft. Microsoft recently established in Poland Microsoft Technology Center, the first in Central Eastern Europe and 46 in the world. So they are also cooperating with startups, supporting, showcasing Polish AI technologies. And I need to also mention about the continuous investments declared by Google and Microsoft. Last year, both players declared that they will invest in digital infrastructure in Poland as much as $3 billion altogether combined. So we are happy to have already this Google Cloud Data Hub that was launched last month. And Microsoft, we also have the data center in Poland worth $1 billion. So it's very big investments and a big booster for further digital infrastructure development of our country. My last part is about the incentives, the financial incentives that high-tech projects can expect to have in Poland. We have a lot of them. If you do any R&D works, if you do some innovation works, you can benefit from a number of incentives. One of them is are the incentives offered by the government, such as CIT exemption, cash grants, but there are also a lot of EU funding available for R&D projects and innovative works. There are tax incentives for R&D. You can deduct your R&D tax expenses from your taxable base. you can enjoy the special status of R&D center, as I mentioned before, or you can also apply a special lowest tax rate of 5% for any income obtained through the sale of IP rights. When you want to benefit from public aid, you need to know that the whole of Poland is special economic zone, but it's very important where the public aid is different depending where you want to locate your investment. So it's always crucial to choose the best location for you. This will decide on the level of public aid that you are eligible for. At the end, I would like to also show you some results of the funding that was available for Poland in the last years. For example, the Smart Growth Operational Program that is financing the R&D activity financed 420 new R&D centers. So this is great numbers, and knowing that this is not all the R&D center that will be appearing in Poland. We can expect that Poland will be really full of such spots in the near future. So just from that one program, 420 new R&D centers and 361 R&D works commercialized, 82,600 contracts signed with foreign partners. All the numbers are very impressive. Important institution that is distributing the R&D grants in Poland is National Center for Research and Development, and I would like to encourage you to always check what programs they offer, because they finance a lot of R&D innovative works. Only for the last 4 years, from 2015 to 2019, they supported as many as 2,358 companies, including micro and small companies. So they are not just for big players. My last part, the last slides, is my invitation for startups, foreign startups, to take part in the Poland Prize program that is soon, that will be soon again open for foreign startups. Last edition, the first and the previous edition that ended last year, it was very popular program, and this is a special dedicated soft landing and grant program for all the foreign startups that want to start operation in Central Eastern Europe. And only from the previous edition, 101 companies took advantage, and until now 82 of them stayed in Poland and continue operations very successfully. So the next edition of this Poland Prize program will be launched very soon. Now Polish Agency for Enterprise Development chose 11 operators, accelerators that will be inviting startups to take part. So please watch the news about the Poland Prize. That's all from me. I hope I justified you enough why Poland is really a good place for high technology projects, for investments in technology sphere.
Thank you, Agnieszka, for your presentation. And we have actually a couple of questions. So I would like to point out that the map with R&D companies you showed show some lack of those centers in the northeastern part of Poland. It's like by trying to lure, let's say that way, lure the companies that are thinking about opening the R&D centers in that part of our country?
Yes, of course, the decision is always made by investors, and we cannot force anyone to invest in eastern northern part of Poland if they don't want. but we always try to present a lot of advantages of such regions. And I think the biggest incentive is always the public aid level. The public aid is the highest in those parts. And this is something that is that can attract investors. However, sometimes it's difficult because they come to Poland with certain set of mind, and they imagine that Warsaw, Krakow, or the most popular spots are the best. So it's hard job for us to convince them that there are also other options, and we are of course doing that, presenting different assets, different pluses for those regions less popular.
I understand. I know that we obviously are slowly running out of time, so maybe further questions I will ask them if we have a little bit more time after the second presentation. So I would like to introduce you to Anna Socik and Mateusz Olszak from BGK, and they will present their presentation.
Okay. Hello, everyone. We will talk about pro-innovative instruments offered by BGK. BGK is a Polish development bank. If we go to another slide, we will see that we will talk about few of them. The first one, Inbus View assumptions. I will talk about it as a manager of development aid department. This is very new. We are actually right now at the level of preparing the proposal of our products to the European Commission. So we will see if we will end up with introducing them to our offer, but we do really hope so. And then my colleague will talk about the guarantees, which are the products that are already since a long time present in our offer, developed, and they attract a big number of companies, and they are very also attractive for the tech sector. So let's skip to the Inbus View slide. Thank you. So the current status is that we are preparing the offer. Inbus View is before it was a Juncker plan, so it was another name for the program. Now it is called Inbus View Fund. This program will start this year and will last until 2028. Until now, the European Investment Bank was the only entity that was able to that was managing the funds, but the European Commission came to the conclusion that if one central bank is managing the funds for all the countries, it might not know very well the specifics of each country. So right now it is decided that apart from EBI, also the regional development banks, such as our bank, BGK, can manage these funds. The maximum of guarantee granted per implementing partner, so per one bank, is 500 million. So it's not a huge sum, especially that 50% of the approved guarantee has to be used until 2022. So we have actually 1 year to process and approve half of the projects. It's a very ambitious plan. And then 80% until 2023. For this reason, we limited a bit our presence in this program, but we hope in its next edition in 2023 to expand more. We will be present, we hope to be present in 2 windows: sustainable infrastructure window and research, innovation and digitization window. I assume that for you, the research, innovation, and digitization window would be the most interested. Innovation. In the area of innovation, there will be an investment load. We designed a product that should be able to finance with a loan even very innovative projects, even the ones that are yet on the research and development phase. So this is something very new. That means we can finance with a loan projects that usually could only count on grants or venture capital investments. Another one, the digitization, automatization, robotization is also investment role, but for a little bit more mature companies with a better standing that want to invest in software, in new machines, or automatization of the whole production. So these are two products that we think about, and within few months we will know if we what will be the result of negotiations with the European Union, and if we will introduce this product. This you can follow us on our webpage and check if they are available. If you're a startup or you're a bit bigger company that want to invest in the Industry 4.0, these two products will be for you. And now I'm giving the floor to my colleague.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mateusz Olszak. I represent Bank Gospodarstwa Krajowego, which is a state development bank of Poland. Thank you for inviting me to this event. I'm the head of the development and sales office in the guarantee and surety department. And the leitmotif of my presentation is guarantees, which are one of the most effective instruments for the support of entrepreneurs. For the purpose of this presentation, I'll start with some basic explanations and definitions, because I would like to make sure that we are on the same page of understanding when it comes to the information about the guarantees. So the guarantee is a form of collateral for working capital credit or investment credit. The guarantees significantly enhances access to external financing, not only to credit, but also to leasing or factoring. And the guarantees not only make it easier for you to get a credit, but we also make it more accessible, and we provide and we enable you to receive a credit on better conditions than in comparison to the standard offer of the bank. When you use our the companies that use our guarantees, they use it because they do not have sufficient collateral for the credit, or they have assets that can be a part of the collateral for the credit, but they want to use it for another project, so they prefer our guarantees instead of their assets to be a collateral for the credit. So taking into account that I have some time limitations, I will just stop my explanation. What is the guarantee? And I will come back to the presentation, because this is the key information that you probably are waiting for. So this slide presents you the current guarantee offer that we have. We have many products. All of them are very successful. We have supported many entrepreneurs. There is a huge demand on the market for our products. But for the purpose of this presentation, having in mind the profile of this event, I have chosen 3 products, which I will describe in a greater detail. So this will be the Portfolio de Minimis Guarantee Line. This is a general product, I would say. Then I will elaborate a bit more about the Portfolio Guarantee Line for innovators. And I think that this product will be the most attractive for you, because this is a combination of guarantee and a grant. So it's a very unique product and very attractive from the point of view of entrepreneurs. And at the end, I will just say a few words about the Creative Europe portfolio guarantee line, which is a niche product. Nevertheless, it's very easy, effective, and worth to assess when you try to receive a credit. Okay, this is a very important slide because this is a picture of the implementation process of the guarantees, and I will just focus on the most important aspects of this implementation process. So on the left, you have Bank Gospodarstwa Krajowego, which provides guarantee to the bank, and based on this guarantee, bank provides financing to the entrepreneur. What is important from the point of view of the entrepreneur is that all of the formalities are done in the bank. So you do not have to apply to BGK directly. You do not have to be verified by BGK. All of the formalities are done by the bank. What are the key features of our guarantee scheme? Portfolio mode. This means that we operate via the banks or leasing companies or factoring companies. We do not have our own branches that provide guarantees. So in other words, if you're interested to receive our guarantee, you go to the bank, you submit application for the credit together with application for guarantee. And the assessment procedure is done at the bank. So it's very simple and effective mode of distribution of our guarantees, I would say. Minimum formalities, this is very key, and this is very important when it comes to the small companies. The formalities are very limited. When you compare our guarantees, for example, to the grants, where you have more documents to be filled, in case of guarantees, you have just 2 pages, maybe more than the application for the credit, just few pages that you have to fill with basic information. So this is very simple. And what is more, all of the banks that provide our products, they have knowledge. They can assist you with filling this basic forms. So to get a guarantee, it is very simple. It is not something that is only reserved for big companies that have really advanced administrative department. No, it's a very simple product. Also, next point is outsourcing of the credit worthiness assessment on the banks or financial institutions. It's very simple. I've already mentioned that this point is related to the fact that BGK does not assess you. The whole assessment procedure takes place in the bank or financial institution. So, if as long as you're verified by the bank, it is okay for BGK. So we do not do another assessment. We are not verifying you. All the assessment procedures are done by the banks or financial institutions, depending, of course, on the product that we are talking about. National coverage, it means that our product is available throughout the country. Almost in the majority of the banks, you can find our products. I would say that our guarantees are available almost in every corner of Poland, so it's very widespread and easy to receive our guarantee. Okay, now I would like to focus on the 3 products that I have mentioned at the beginning. I will start with the most general product and the product that we have introduced 8 years ago. So we have pretty much experience when it comes to the implementation of this product. I will start with some data. I will present them to support the statement that our products are working in practice, to confirm that there is a huge demand both from banking sector but also from SME sector, because within 8 years we have provided guarantees in the total amount of 90 billion Polish zloty. So such big figures confirm that our products are working in practice. We have supported almost 400,000 of SMEs. In this product, we have 21 banks that cooperate with BGK, so we cover the whole territory of Poland with our product. And what are the basic features of the guarantee? You can see them on the left. So we cover up to 80% of the credit. The guarantee can be issued for maximum 120 months. The maximum amount of the guarantee is 1.5 million euro, and the type of public aid is de minimis. And I know that sometimes when you see that there is a state aid element involved in the product, for small companies it is complicated. I don't have time to elaborate a bit more on what is de minimis aid versus other aids. Nevertheless, it is very simple when you discuss this with your with the bank where you apply for the credit, because this is not something that will be too complicated for you. It only looks maybe terrifying, but it's very simple. Currently, most of our products, what is very important, is free of charge. I would like to emphasize that BGK, in case of guarantee activity, is a mission-driven institution. We are not a profit-driven institution. So in other words, we are not making any profit of our guarantee activity. Therefore, most of our guarantees are very attractive when it comes to the pricing. And currently, due to the COVID, most of them are free of charge, like in case of de minimis guarantee. We can cover, of course, working capital credit, investment credit. So this is pretty obvious. What I would like to mention is that every year we are doing a survey to verify whether our guarantees work, whether they are helping, what aspects we should improve, or what elements of the company is improved due to our guarantees. And what is very interesting is that the de minimis guarantee is an impulse to create innovation. Both in case of working capital credit and investment credit, we receive information from entrepreneurs that they improved or implement innovations thanks to our guarantees. And in case of working capital credit, it is 20% of the people, of the enterprises who said that. And in case of investment credit, it's around 40%. Moving to the next product, I would like to draw your attention to this product because I think from your perspective as a tech or innovative companies, this is the most suitable product. At the same time, this product is one of the most attractive products in our offer because it combines a guarantee and a grant in one product. So not only you receive a free of charge guarantee, but you also receive a grant which can partially repay your interest of the credit. So it's first of all, it's a unique product in the European Union. Second, it's very effective because it's hard to imagine a better or more attractive guarantee. As I mentioned, this is not only the fact that it combines grant and guarantee, but it also, when you look at the figures, where you have 80%, so it's pretty obvious that we try to. This is the maximum level of the guarantee that we can provide. But then you have guarantee which can be up to 20 years, and the maximum amount of guarantee is 2.5 million euros. So it's a lot when it comes to the young companies. So it's totally sufficient. Here, the type of public aid, it's a bit complicated, but not so much. We have de minimis aid and regional investment aid. As I mentioned, the product is free of charge, and we cover eligible costs of the investment project. When it comes to the grant, as I mentioned, we partially repay your interest until the end of 2021. This is the 5% of repayment, and after the 2021, we have 3.3%. So it's very attractive. And if I were a company that is looking for a credit, I would consider Business Max as a guarantee, because it gives me not only the collateral for the credit, but also partially repays the interest to the credit. Okay, so next product, this is the Creative Europe. This is a niche product, I would say. It's for creative companies and creative projects. We support, for example, gaming sector or radio, press, television projects or companies. So it's very, very broad and very simple at the same time. Also, in case of this guarantee, we cover up to 80% of the loan amount. The maximum amount of the credit is 8.4 million. The maximum guarantee duration is 99 months, and we also have state element included in this product, which is the de minimis aid, the charge, and what is very important here, it is a very simple product from the perspective of SMEs. What I would like to emphasize, and which is common with for our all guarantees, is that we impose on our business partners that they have to transfer the benefit on the SMEs. So you not only get a collateral for the credit, but you also get the credit on better conditions. So you can either have a better pricing for the credit, or you have a longer credit, or you receive a higher amount of the credit thanks to our guarantees. And just to recapitulate, because as I see I have run out of time, just to recapitulate, if you consider to take a credit, please also consider to take our guarantee, BGK guarantee, because it will make your financing less costly, and you will not have to collateral your assets. You will have a very good collateral from the Polish government, from the Polish State Development Bank. And this is all in brief, of course, because there are so many aspects that I would like to discuss, but due to the time constraints, I need to skip this part. So if you have any questions, you can contact me or Anna, and we can discuss some of the points now or after the event via email or phone. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them now. I think that we have some time space for that. If no, you can write me an email or call me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. And obviously we are running out of time, but you mentioned that Creative Europe, and you mentioned that you have like gaming companies. So I am personally very interested in that gaming tech in Poland. Can you give any examples, like what companies that we might heard of actually took part in that, if you have any knowledge about it?
The first company who used our guarantee was the gaming company, and they said that it is very easy and it really suits the needs of gaming industry, because I would say that the common denominator of all our guarantee offers is the guarantee. So you need to choose which is best for you. For example, if you're a tech company or innovative company, you can use Business Max guarantee. If you are a creative or cultural sector company, you can use our guarantee from the Creative Europe. So we have really rich offer, and I'm pretty sure that any of you who are present during this conference will find a suitable guarantee product adjusted to the needs and to the profile of the company. And the Creative Europe guarantee is very specific guarantee niche, I would say. Yeah. So if you're, for example, if you develop the games, because one more thing which should be mentioned during the presentation, of course, you have to meet some requirements or criteria that will enable you to use our product. Yeah, and in case of the Creative Europe, which you mentioned, if you develop the games, you meet the criteria, one of the requirements to be eligible to use our product. So so if you represent the gaming sector, I would recommend to consider Creative Europe or Business Max guarantee.
Thank you very much. Absolutely, we're running out of time, but I encourage everyone to reach out to all of you, ask questions, follow you on LinkedIn, and maybe add you there as well. And I'm sure you will be able to explain all the products and services that you're providing. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.